be on my wall. If it's done properly and you're not there just to shoot an animal, and you're taking into consideration the important factors. Number one, it doesn't have to be a 6-year-old deer. It needs to be a deer that you're happy with, that you would consider to be a trophy if it is a buck, something worth your time and worth the animal losing its life. I think it's very important, you know, the variations of what makes you take a deer can really change based on the individual, whether you've hunted a year, whether you've hunted 5 years, whether you've taken 1 or 2 bucks or 10 or 15, and the caliber of that buck. In the end, stay true to what you feel is going to make you excited and happy for taking an animal. Don't compromise.
So as soon as the season ends, it begins again for us. I mean, we're right back to pulling stands, shed hunting, preparing ground, fertilizing, doing all the stuff to get ready to plant our food plots for next year and get ready to get after them again. So it's 365 days a year, every year. So coming into this season, we had high expectations. I had a deer patterned that I had 2 years of history with. He was going to be 5.5 this year. Not a monster deer, but 40s type 8-pointer, and I named him Lucky. The deer, I had hundreds of pictures of this deer, and on 9/11 was the last picture I got of the deer, and 3 days later I found him, and he had been poached. So we had to change our whole game plan because we were going strictly after this deer. Now we had to find a new deer to start chasing, so it put us behind the 8 ball a little bit.
We're in here, we set up. We got in here, we were supposed to have a northwest wind. We get in here, it's mainly west, so that's better for us. But I'm sure as the evening progresses, it's gonna get north. It's supposed to get down to 39 degrees tonight. And there's no crop fields around here, so what we're doing, we're hunting on the edge of a big old bedding area. And there's some acorn trees right here that are producing like crazy. So what we're hoping for is we catch these deer coming out of the bed, maybe a little early tonight with it getting colder, hitting these acorns. I've hunted this spot here for 4 or 5 years, and I shot a big deer here 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. A buddy of mine's killed a good deer here, so this is a spot that does produce when acorns are here. The last 2 years there's been no acorns. This year there's acorns. First time setting this set. Stick with us, maybe we'll get lucky.
It's early season. It's hot. We're grinding every day. Every day that we're off work, we're in a tree. And we go into this spot. It's on the edge of a thicket. And we have a marginal wind, but we're running 2 ozonyxes. And we got 2 or 3 big mature does that come in straight downwind of us and probably spent 15 minutes to 20 minutes under our tree trying to bust us, and they could not pick us up. finally one of the does, I believe, seen me or my cameraman move, and she kind of started to act like she was going to blow and get out of there. So I decided to let the Matthews eat. I kind of have a policy there. If they blow, they got to go, and that's what happened.
That was pretty awesome. Those does come straight downwind of us. If it wasn't for Ozonics, we'd have been buzzed 500 times. Finally, I think this one doe right here seen me move, and they were probably fixing to blow. So I just let the hair out of the other one just in case she thought she might want to blow too. Smoke. That bow shoots hard, don't it?
Your odor is betraying you. It's ruining your hunt, pressuring your property, and killing your opportunities. This year, let nothing stand between you and your best season ever. Deploy a steady stream of odor-destroying molecules every second of every hour of every hunt with Ozonics. Available only at ozonicshunting.com.
The shirt makes me look kind of buff, don't it? I like this shirt. Who is it? That's my wife. Don't answer it. It's my wife. Hey, actually answer it, Josh. Tell her I'm being a movie star right now. I ain't got time.
She laughing. He's up here being a movie star right now. Does she need to talk to him?
No, we're good. Hey, tell her I'll call her back later. We got thousands of dollars going out right now. So it's November 6th. The rust's kind of starting to kick off. It's a little slow in where I'm at. And my cameraman, Dave, he's heading to work, so I decided to go out and self-film instead of sitting at the house.
I think it's the 23rd. We're set up over here at my buddy John's farm in a redneck hay bale blind, which are awesome. I just did a little footage there and showed you we got the boss buck set out. I'm not a big decoy guy. I think the right deer comes along, it's aggressive enough, he's gonna come in here and we're gonna kill him, but you never know. So bucks are on their feet. It's nasty. It's been raining since last night. On the way home a while ago, I mean, it was 12 o'clock. I seen a 140-inch 9-pointer in the field with a doe. So they're on their feet. We ran one deer out. We was out there setting up that decoy when we come in the field. It was a doe, but I mean, it's just one of them days. It's a nasty, dreary day. Everybody's in that house, kicked back. We're out here hustling. So maybe, just maybe, we will get lucky and kill us a big old deer tonight.
Been sitting in the blind for, I don't know, an hour. Deer start showing up. They start pouring to this field. There's a 130-inch 8-pointer at the far end of the field. It's definitely a 3.5-year-old deer, and within 5-10 minutes of him being there, out walks Krabby, a deer that I know well that's mature, and he sees the decoy, and it's on. It's fixing to go down. So this deer Krabby, we've got quite a bit of history of him, and he was on the hit list. And then we started reviewing trail cam pictures, and we had seen he had broken his G2. And my neighbor John, is his farm, John Cogan, and he elected to, we talked about it and was going to pass him. Well, after the footage that I laid down of him and the show that he put on, I had to kill him. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. It's kind of hard. You've put a lot into this, you know, to get to this point, and now you've blown it. But in all reality, that's probably the best scenario, because I know next year that this deer is going to be that much bigger, and maybe we'll get a chance to harvest him next year. Our rut was at the beginning where it's normally kicking. We didn't see a lot of rutting activity. I mean, our stuff was very slow, but we kept grinding and kept grinding. And later on in the year is when we started having more buck movement, more rutting activity a little later than usual.
We're sitting at my buddy John's in a ground blind, redneck hay bale blind, and it's raining out. All this camera gear, it's too much money to go take a chance sitting in a tree, so we're over here sitting on a pretty good looking food plot. And this farm ain't been hunted down here in about a month, so I missed a decent buck out of this blind already this year, and I seen a couple more shooters that I would shoot, so we're hoping this thing's gonna fill up tonight. Everything's good. I've been videoing Dave. He's behind the camera for me tonight, so maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be tagged out here in Southern Illinois. I wasn't gonna kill that doe. I don't usually shoot them very often, but when they blow and they try to mess up my hunt, I ain't got no use for it. I try to get them genetics out of them, so I think she's done. Whack 'em, son.
So the morning of November 30th, you know, it's starting to pick up over here. We got a lot of good shooters in this area, and they're on their feet. I picked up my new cameraman, Nate Stevens, and we're gonna get in there and get after them.
It's the morning of November 30th. Just getting daylight. We done had a small buck on us, 4 or 5 does out here in the field, so we're within 200 yards where we hunted last night and had an encounter with a big deer. That's what we're kind of hoping on. Him or the one I had a chance maybe to kill. Slides up his draw. I got pictures of the second buck right here, so maybe we'll get lucky. I got my man Nate Stevens behind the camera. It's his first time, so stick with us. Maybe we'll get lucky here in Southern Illinois.
So it's probably 8 o'clock or so, and they start to slow down a little bit, so I decided to pick up the horns and do a little rattling. And when I did, within 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most, I look up and here comes Turkey Foot, a buck I know very well. Here comes Turkey Foot. He's coming down this pond levee, and I know the way, if he keeps going north, he's gonna kind of walk straight past us and we'll get a good broadside shot. But when he makes that turn to come straight at us, and once he gets down in the bottom of the ditch, he's kind of looking straight up at me, and I honestly thought he had busted us. My cameraman's 6'5". There's no leaves on the trees. So taking the shot that I did on this deer, he was about 28 yards. I felt very confident in it. I felt confident in my equipment. My bow shoots very hard. I was shooting a 2-inch cut whack-em, and I knew that all I had to do is put that in his chest cavity, and with all the arteries and the heart and everything being right there, it was going to be a very humane and lethal kill.
He's dead. He's dead, baby. That's the deer I had on me last night. I rattled that deer in across the field, and he come all the way across. I don't know if I nodded off or what, but by the time I seen him, he was on me. And then my cameraman last night, my man Earl couldn't get my camera on, so we kind of messed it up last night. I brought my man Nate in here today. First time videoing, and we just laid it down. He busted us. That's not a shot you usually want to take. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up with you. But I was either gonna kill that deer right there, or he was fixing to get out of here, because I think he looked dead at us, didn't he? He was done. So I thought, he's 30 yards, I touched it off. Finally, you don't know how hard we have hunted in Southern Illinois. Me and my man Dave have been hunting and hunting, and we ain't been able to get it done. I bring my lucky charm, old Nate Stevens. He's only about 6'5". Looks like a Sasquatch in a tree. Here we are. We got her done. Thanks, brother.
Congratulations. So after I've made the shot, the deer runs 35 yards, and within 15 seconds, he's dead. Slid in here today. Brought my man Nate with me. And here he come. I just rattled. Probably, 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes before that, I was sitting there, I said, big buck on a pond levee. And he cut down there and read the script just like he's supposed to. This season for us, there was a lot of ups and downs. We started out pretty rough, had high expectations, grinded all year, you know, hunting pretty much every day. And to finally wrap our tag around this deer that I knew very well, it was very rewarding, and I couldn't be more blessed. And now it's off to getting ready for the next year, because this is, like I said, it's 365 days a year, every year.